Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to New Beginnings with Imani. I'm your host Imani and I'm glad to be here today. Today we have an amazing topic that we're going to discuss, that is new beginnings when life happens. So let's dive in. How can you define new beginnings, and how would you define it that way? So for me, I will define new beginnings as that point of realization where you come back to that realization of who you are, the original you, who you are created to be. So for me, I can define new beginnings as the realization of the original you and your potentials and what you carry basically. And why would I define it that way? It's because personally and practically I have seen it, because comparing myself, the older self, and the new me right now, the new beginnings, where the new beginning started. If I can compare the two people, I can see like the other one was kind of fearful. She was not confident enough. Okay, from outward appearance, maybe people saw that she was, but inside she was not confident with herself. But the new me now, the realization that I can do this, and now diving deeper, because new beginnings for me is like going back to the roots, knowing why am I like this, why am I doing things this way, and adjusting some things. So going back to the roots, I was like, what is the root cause of this? Why am I this way? When did it start? So when you dig deep from the root, like when you start from the root coming up, you'll see like there are so many things that maybe were inflicted in you, or maybe you were taught, maybe you taught yourself sometimes. Not necessarily people will teach you, but you teach yourself some things. You can teach yourself fear. You can teach yourself panic. It happens. So for me, I will define it that way because I've seen it in my life, and I can say life happens. And when you know why it happened that way, you'll get to know where to begin, because beginnings is not just realizing, but taking the action now. Because now you've discovered your potentials, you've discovered who you are, you're aware of yourself. Now the beginning, it's now for you to start the action. It's the action part. So I will define it that way. Basically realizing who you are and what you carry, your potentials, and being aware of yourself, then starting from that. So the second question is, how was that season of new beginnings, and what lessons did you learn from that season? So for me, I can say it was I wouldn't say it was amazing. Okay, it was amazing, but at the same time it was tough, because new beginnings, as I've said, for my definition, it's basically realizing your potentials and who you are and which direction you're supposed to go in this life and all that. So realizing that and then starting to walk in that. Now the biggest part, or the toughest part, is that part of walking in it. Now taking the action, that is the toughest part, I can say, because you can have an idea, yes, but now starting it's where the problem comes in. So for me, then the season of new beginnings was amazing. I won't complain, because it totally changed my perception about things, the view of myself. It gave me like confidence. So I can say it was both tough and smooth at the same time, because new beginnings, it's dealing with your fears head on. Like, you fear doing this, that is what you do now. You face it. Like now, I was somehow anxious about some things, maybe I was panicking, I was worrying about some things. But during that season, I had to face those things head on. Like, I fear doing this, but then I told myself, like, what if you do it? What will happen? Because it's not, so long as it's not a bad thing, like, what will happen? Because maybe it's because you fear because you heard people say something about that, or maybe you just fear, like, you don't want to give it a try. So I told myself, like, what if I do it? What will happen? And during that season, I learned that learn to believe yourself, because I trusted myself. I believed in myself, not relying on people to validate me, not relying on people to approve me. Like, believe in yourself, trust yourself enough, and then do it. So that's what I learned during that season. Yeah, it was tough, because also at the same time I was dealing with my, or maybe facing my addictions, or maybe strongholds, if I may say. So it was amazing. It was an amazing journey. I learned a lot about myself. I got to know why I behave certain way at certain times. So it was an amazing journey for me. Yeah, is there a time you felt like giving up, and why? Yeah, absolutely. I felt like giving up at some point, because when you are struggling with some things, then you really want to get out of that thing, but it's somehow stronger. That's why I called it stronghold. Like, you feel like giving up, you feel like maybe the old me was okay, maybe I should just go back, those voices in your mind telling you that you can't do it, you've tried your best and you've reached the limit, like you can't do it anymore. So yeah, so what kept you moving or going? Because you felt like giving up but you didn't. So what kept you? I can say what kept me moving was the hope of the future. Like, I could look at the future and then I'm like, I would want my future to be like this, I would want my future to be like this. So that is what gave me hope. It gave me the strength to keep on, because I was like, if God did this, then he's able to take me through this, because he was the one who started it. Because for me, new beginnings was that the encounter with God, and it was an amazing experience. Though I was doubting myself, but God trusted me. Yeah, and he believed in me, because I'm his daughter. So I can say it was reading the word that gave me strength. When you just read the word and then you see yourself in that word, like you see yourself, it's like it's speaking to you directly. So that's what was giving me strength to keep going, because when I could read the Bible, I could see myself. It's like it was speaking to me directly. And most times it was like, let's say I'm dealing with this, then when I read the Bible, the book that I will choose to read that day, or maybe I will be pushed to read that day, because sometimes you don't feel like reading, but then there are days you wake up and then there is certain verse that just lingers in your mind, or a book. So for me, when a certain verse could come, I could just go read the verse. Then the urge to read the whole book again came, so I start over again the book. So then you feel like you're being taught something, like it's you actually. So yeah, that's what kept me going. And also knowing that there is nothing that is permanent, because I had many testimonies from people online, and I knew that God is able, that God cannot fail me. If he is the one who started this, then he's faithful to the end. Yeah. If right now you could speak to your younger self, what would you say to her? Or maybe what would you tell her? That's interesting. Actually, if I was right now I am assuming I'm facing my older self, my younger self. I could tell her that believe in yourself, you're more than enough, because God lives in you and He's more than enough, and you are capable of doing it. Like, just trust yourself, trust God, believe in yourself, and go for it, because there is nothing that is too hard. Give it a try. Don't just fear because people said it is hard. Don't just fear because you feel like it is hard yet you've not tried. So just give it a try. And secondly, I will tell that girl, life happens unexpectedly. Yeah, there are things that happens in life when you are not expecting them, but never give up, because God created you. He knew that day would come where you will face that thing or that challenge, but He was there. He never left you, and He will never leave you. So always be prepared. Yeah, always be prepared and believe that anything is possible, because if God say that there is nothing that is impossible with Him and He lives in you, then there is nothing that is impossible, because He has given you the power and the authority. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming through, and we will continue the conversation the next episode. Hope you will tune in, and goodbye.